Good morning, greetings, happy holidays. This is your weekly horoscopes from December 7th through December 13th, 2025. Sagittarius, though you thought taking the lead in organizing your family's holiday plans was your gift to them this year, you're learning this week that some of your efforts have not been appreciated. Frustrations rise as you feel both burdened with tasks and like no one is listening to you. The best plan of action might be taking a step back and letting them clean up their own mess. Capricorn, plans to take a quick trip out of town with friends come together on the 8th. The daily grind has been wearing you down and you could use the break in routine. This week may also find you taking a mental health day from work or canceling last minute on a coffee date you didn't have time for anyway. Less is more during Sagittarius season, which for you is a time of retreat. Aquarius, that raise or promotion you've been angling for since October finally feels within your reach. On the 8th, you get some great feedback from your boss or a client that reminds you of your value. As your star rises, you're realizing that you have some friends and coworkers who are jealous of your shine. Breaking away from a relationship you've outgrown will further your expansion. Pisces, a travel or education opportunity that you've been exploring this fall finally feels like it's solidifying this week. Now the pressure is on for you to seek mentorship, ask for recommendations, or get the time off you need to pursue it. You may run into a roadblock or get an unexpected no this week. But this redirection leads you to a connection that is more aligned. Aries, sometimes what you want comes to you easily. Other times, you keep hitting roadblocks that are totally out of your control. There's so much to do and your mind is spinning like a ceiling fan. This week's astrology brings an opportunity to stop pushing so hard and just let go. An unexpected gift or offer of support from a friend on the 10th is the final piece in the puzzle you've been trying to solve since late October. Taurus, whatever big project is on your plate, whether it's job hunting or wedding planning, has felt like constantly taking one step forward followed by 3 steps back. If it was all up to you, things would be settled. But what you're working through requires a compromise that may hit hard around the 8th. If it feels like all of your friends are giving confusing and conflicting advice, take a pause until next week on making a final decision. Gemini, this week brings a sense of accomplishments as a project you've been putting off since October finally makes some major progress. Though it's still unclear who's on board and what's happening with this venture in the future, you're much more confident in your own role. Once Mercury enters Sagittarius on the 11th, you return to conversations that got dropped in late October and feel less alone in the process. Cancer, this week begins with the wrench being thrown into your schedule. Appointments get rescheduled, work meetings get moved, and your dog walker has the flu. You're also probably feeling a lack of progress towards some of your larger goals. But at the same time, maybe some of those goals are changing. Use some of this week's unexpected free time to do a creative project or go on a date. You deserve to have a little fun. Leo, as much as you love the excesses and revelry of this time of year, you're also already feeling stretched thin with all the spending you're doing this month. Around the 8th, you're faced to make a choice between a splurge and something thrifty and may surprise yourself when you go with the more budget-friendly choice. Something free might be more fun than the big-ticket item anyway. Sometimes, even Santa has to shop at the clearance rack. Virgo, whether you're hosting family or packing to move, there's a lot going on at your house. And if your sister or partner or roommate hasn't been pulling their weight, you might have to force a serious talk. Tricky conversations and complicated situations have put a lot of pressure on you for the last few weeks. After a solid ta-ta with who's ever been getting on your nerves on the 8th, you finally get back on the same page. Libra, Last month's Mercury retrograde forced you to reimagine your schedule so that it reflected what truly matters to you. You understand your values now, but you're still struggling to find an aligned routine. This week, despite your best efforts, you might fail spectacularly at getting everything done. That being said, a side quest you take on the 11th brings you unexpected joy. Scorpio, your outlook on dating, romance, and creativity has changed a lot since 2023. Whether you're single or partnered, you have a much more grounded perspective on what brings you joy. That being said, you're still someone with a big heart who tends to overextend both emotionally and financially. This week, you hit a wall and realize that you can't keep giving when you're not getting enough in return. I'm Takesha, and this has been your week's horoscopes. Have a blessed rest of your week. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and follow as a friend.